Good morning, Twitch.tv. Good morning to YouTube as well. And, of course, good morning, mini Motorways. We are off to Chiang Mai for today's daily challenge, where we will begin with 4 roundabouts, but we will have half the usual amount of road tiles. That's great. That's amazing. We love words. We love that for us, don't we? That's gonna go real well. Half road tiles always goes well. It's never a giant, massive, epic disaster of any sort of proportion. Nonsense. Why would you say that? Aside from all of the very good reasons one might have to say that. So, well, maybe it'll be fine. Listen, it's entirely conceivable that it'll just work out. We've got these 2 pink houses who were kind enough to spawn right here. We'll bring them into the southern entrance of this double plaza, and we'll take the yellow road over this way, go in that way. Everything will be a-okay as long as we don't look at it too hard, or think, or wait. It's fine. Oh look, more bridges. Oh, good. All right, let's do this, I suppose. We'll run these greens all the way over to here. I certainly hope nobody else was intending to approach from the south, because we got bad news. But hey, we'll take another bridge, because I was already down to 2 after starting the map with 1. Chiang Mai is a good, fun little level in the sense that you've got this little square island in the middle here, and then, well, all right. Yeah, we'll run, I guess, a green road up over to here. Yeah, that'll be fun. Oh, good morning, Nora. Nora, why are you meowing? I just fed you. You have a fresh, steaming scoop of dry kibble in your bowl. You should go eat it. You should. It's, I don't know, I assume it's tasty. You eventually eat it all the time. Oh, God. It is Tuesday, my friends. It is, apparently there's this weird weather front that means it's gonna rain forever, or at least for like a week or so, like all week, and it's just sitting over New England and most of the rest of the northeast of the country, just spinning and dropping rain and spinning and dropping rain and spinning and dropping rain and spinning. And it's not great. It means it's gray and dreary for the, like 4th consecutive day here in beautiful, lovely western Massachusetts. Alright. This green will run down this way. You've gone circular, which is bad. Don't love that. I also don't love the position of this yellow business. This yellow business is in a very bad place, actually. What, if anything, can we do about that? Hold on. I don't feel amazing about this. Well, I mean, for the moment, we're going to run this down here. I could steal this yellow house from this place, but this is a bit of an awkward connection for this yellow business, and it means that this yellow circle only has 2 houses of support, which seems suboptimal. I suppose if I was to... Hold on, I gotta sneeze. Ow. I sneezed. Alright, if we are to hook this yellow up this way, we can do that. And now there's back to a 3rd yellow house going this way. I guess that's okay. That's something. Okay. All right. Fine. Let's do this then. We're gonna run... I think the plan has to be that we run these yellows up And are we building toward a roundabout? I think we might be building toward a truly terrible roundabout. But if we have a truly terrible roundabout, go that way and that way and that way. Like that. And then these greens, which had previously existed, we could just have them... No, wait, hold on. Better idea. The greens come over this way. We murder kill this southern spur. The pinks here enter the northern spur, or the northern entrance of the roundabout. And these yellows come down here to the south. Okay. This all sort of works. Give me a motorway. Give me 5 road tiles. Dear sweet mother of Christ. Now I realize I just shortchanged myself on road tiles, but I also have to get pinks over to... Oh, I literally don't have the road tiles to do that. Well, okay. So you see the plan.
Hear ye, let the record show that this viewer was here first.
Sunflare Space is here first, wondering how she could possibly be here first. Well, the secret, Sunny, is that the show's not that popular. I don't know, man. You know, people got lives, people got things to do. It's 7 o'clock in the morning in the most populous region in the most popular Twitch country. I assume that Twitch is most popular in the United States. Perhaps I should not assume that. Brazilians get passionate about shit. Anyway. Let's go. I think Hulkamet might be on vacation. Is that true? I don't know if that's true. I don't know, man. Sam's probably working, and Clancy probably got to sleep in for their class today, and Sports Pun's in bed. So, I don't know. It's early. It's 7 o'clock in the morning in the most populous region in the, what is, for the moment at least, the most powerful country in the history of the world. And always will be. Oh boy. Anyway. Yeah, so this pink situation here is bad. Let's take, I've got another bridge. Let's take 15 road tiles. Let's take 15 road tiles just to give us something approaching security on the road tile front for a minute. It would be nice to pretend that existed. As for this green situation, I think what we're going to do actually is... I don't feel good about any of this. I don't feel good about any of this. Let's peel this green off of here. Toss it and you around thusly? You want to go around thusly? Because I do kind of want to separate this business from the roundabout. So maybe we do that? I don't love doing that, but, you know, people don't gotta love stuff for stuff to be stuff, right? Sometimes stuff can just be stuff. It's the moral of stuff. The moral of stuff? Title of the episode? Probably not, but we'll pencil it in, hope that I say something either funnier or more SEO friendly later. Speaking of problems, which we only sort of were, this business down here has, problems. First of all, this business down here has rounded itself, which is bad. Second of all, this empty spot here has been filled, which is fine, but it's been filled by a yellow, which is calamitous. For you see, this yellow house here is on this road and had previously been tending to this business, but now it feels a godly divine order summoning it over this way, and frankly, friends, that cannot be allowed to exist. We need to do other things. So, we're going to yoink this green off of there, sever this connection now and forever. To do something with this green, we'll staple it to this road and send it off that way in the direction of this place, which may or may not actually be fine. I think we've gotten to a point where it's sort of ridiculous to have 4 houses here only supporting a square. So we're just going to staple this, toss that back into the roundabout, and hope that this doesn't turn into a terrible nightmare place. You know what it's going to turn into is a terrible nightmare place, but we're going to hope that it doesn't do that. So, you know, if you hope for things, they happen. I learned that somewhere. Additionally, do I have an additionally? I should probably have an additionally. What's my additionally? My additionally is, oh yes, yellows this way. We're going to take these lovely yellows right here, toss them over here and off that away, staple them to this pink road, and send them sailing along into the southern end of this double plaza over here. And, woo, boy, all of a sudden this is the most supported little yellow square in the history of yellow squares. Seems generally fine. This roundabout here is not presently killing anything, which is surprising, but good. I'll take it. I'm happy about that. We've got 10 spare road tiles. We've got motorway number 1 doing its thing, getting purples over to purples. Seems good. We'll take a bridge. I already have 3 spare roundabouts. We needn't add a 4th. We needn't add a 4th is what the Happy Thruple said. The Happy Thruple sounds like the name of a weird luxury Airbnb. Or just regular B&B, actually. Should probably do a regular B&B for my stupid joke. Airbnb is bad. Let me rephrase. Airbnb, much like Uber and... yeah. Much like a great many things, Airbnb seemed like a decent idea, except we live in a world of exploitative, massive profit-seeking, investment-based capitalism. And so what could and should have been a neat little, hey, you can maybe put your apartment up as a quasi-hotel for a night, turned into a massive business that fucked over consumers and apartment holders and turned into a racket and was bad, is bad, continues to be bad, shall always be bad at this point. There might be a lesson there. So we got this blue business over here, and it's 1,000 million miles away from these blue houses over here. So what we're going to have to do, at least for the moment, is staple these blue houses to this road, send them careening off in this direction, and then just kind of awkward punt this road over to here and hope that everything somehow winds up fine. It'll probably be okay. Yeah, Airbnb seemed like a good idea when it was just rent out a spare room for some extra income. And then, through vulture capitalism and through landlords, through landlord mindsets, people got the idea of, wait a second, what if I buy this house and then fix it up and rent it on a rotating basis forever as a perma Airbnb? I'd have eternal income forever. I'd be a hotelier without any of the rules and regulations of people doing hotels. And because it's Airbnb, I can make the people staying here do the laundry and the sheets and all of that. That seems totally fine and sustainable and won't create problems. It was, in my best Ron Howard voice, not fine, nor sustainable, and it created problems. But again, like, Uber is a halfway decent idea if you limit it to, and when I say Uber, I am including Lyft and other imitators, competitors, and ilk all of that. Uber was a good idea when it was just, hey, you're already going from Dallas to Houston. You might as well bring old Mike along. Mike'll float you $50. Then they tried to do that at scale and deregulate the taxi cab industry. And, well, this is the United States of America in the 21st century. Industries get deregulated in the time it takes to say deregulate an industry. So, let's take a bridge. I didn't intend to discuss the horrors again today. It just kind of happens. I don't know what to tell you, friends. We're in a... Well, I say we as though it's not a European person here. Although, you know, the benefit about being in a massively global society, the likes of which humanity has never seen, is that when an American says, we're in a fucking dying empire over here, even the Europeans have to nod their head and go, yeah, me too, buddy. Because it's been like, this is going to sound hubristic, but it's actually kind of true. For like a century now, the rock-solid foundation that has allowed every major Western country in the world to grow and prosper, and also fuck over every country in what we now refer to as the global South, has been the foundational bedrock that, well, if shit really goes wrong, we can ask the United States for help. And for the most part, shit did not go wrong. And occasionally, the United States got a bug up its ass and insisted that shit was going wrong, and then some people in the Middle East got bombed. But, you know, that's the Middle East's problem, said Europe, and also the United States. I'm not going to blame Europe for the downfall and decline of the American empire. I'm fairly certain that the American empire will be doing plenty of that for all of us in due time. I have to get yellows over to here. I don't know how to do that, so we're going to have fun. Here's my plan. We staple that to that. We toss this yellow over here. We just make that connection happen. Now, there's a third whole yellow house that can go over to here onto motorway number 2 and go support either of these two businesses. Seems fine, seems good, seems sustainable. We're also going to slightly tweak the pink house positionment to get more pinks going into this roundabout to ultimately service this business. Should be fine. I'm a little bit concerned about the future life and times of this double plaza, but like, it's a double plaza made up of 2 circles. It is, by its very nature, fucking doomed. Like, it's just doomed. These greens here don't really have anything going for the Hi. Hi, you seem to have spawned in a terrible place. Is there a reason you spawned in a terrible place? Did you mean to? Are you sure you want to have spawned in such a just fucking terrible place? 'Cause like, listen, buddy, relative to the position of the purple houses on the map, this is a goddamn terrible place for you to have spawned. You do know that, right? That this is like a terrible place? It's like that movie with the guy from The Office and his hot British wife. A terrible place. I do know the names of that guy from The Office and his hot British wife, but it was funnier to simply describe them as that guy from The Office and his hot British wife. Anyway, you 5 purple houses will use up every single last one of my road tiles. Thank you. Going this way. We'll keep this purple business afloat, and then we're in trouble, because now we have a pink over here, what needs dealing with, and we have basically no means of dealing with pinks. So, super. Also, oh bad. Oh, Oh, you want to mention and speak of things that are bad. This green circle over here is now, well, circular. That's not good. Okay. So, I think what I'm going to have to do is steal motorway number 1. We're just going to do that, and we're going to hope that this pink business is not so far gone as to immediately die. It might, in fact, be so far gone as to immediately die, but, you know, you are going to get 4 houses tossed into you. 4 cars, rather, not 4 houses. Now, of course, this purple business over here is similarly doom-screwed. Actually, yeah. Yeah, there's not enough. Oh, boy. Oh. Okay, like, these blues, and this is not a... Man, we're in trouble, actually. Like... Alright, new plan. New plan is... Well... I have a new plan for this, but we're going to need to save this first. Alright, motorway number 2. I'm going to steal you. We still haven't confirmed that this pink business is safe, by the way. I'm not 1,000,000,000% sure that it is. Like, with the everything else going on, you got a couple more houses coming into you. I think you might be okay. Oh, thank God we got another motorway. Okay. So by getting another motorway, that means that we could transition this over to here. Also, 7 road tiles. Is that enough to do this? Barely. Okay. But we're here. That's what matters. So these blues are going to come over here, salvage this. Now, motorway number 2, you exist to schlep purples back over to here. Fine. Just as soon as we get the motorway that we just earned back, I can take these 5 yellows here, which I had peeled off of the ass end of this road. Remember when I did that? I peeled the yellows off of the ass end of this road? Great. So we're going to take these 5 yellows and toss them back over this way so as to support both of these businesses. Please pay no attention to the fact that 5 yellow houses and a motorway of that length probably is not enough house to support these 2 businesses. It's going to have to pretend, we're going to have to pretend that it's going to be fine. Hey, look at this. This is going to be fine. Good pretending, friends. All right. Motorway number 2 continues to ferry purples over to here. Seems to be okay. Good job. Here's an additional yellow house for this yellow clusterfuck. That's a good thing to have. Not complaining about that. However, further problems. Specifically, okay. We need to get pinks over to here. I have an idea for how to get pinks over to here. It begins by killing this road. And also this road. We need to begin by killing both of those roads. Everybody go. Also, this yellow connection here doesn't need to exist anymore. That's gonna be fine. Everybody go. As soon as all of this blue peels itself away, we can start making plans happen. Okay. So let's take these 2 pinks. I'm just going to steal these 2 pinks from this business. You may note that this business is a square and still has 5 houses going to it, so it's fine. We're going to steal those 2 pink houses, zoop them up this way. That's cool and good. Now, this blue business had previously been supported by these guys. However, I think we're going to intentionally create a clusterfuck. So let's draw a road. We're going to redraw for the minute much of this pink road, this purple road rather. But when I say much, I don't mean all, because we're actually going to cut through this previously unused patch of blue guys. This previously unused patch of blue guys is going to run down here and in there and up here and over here And now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 blues going up to this business. And yes, they do have to deal with a purple neighborhood, but we're just going to have to be fine with that. You may as well point north, get up to this business, should be fine. You are mad about stuff. I can't imagine why you're mad about stuff. It's not like you have a long road and then only 2 houses, which have to go through 2 distinct neighborhoods just to get to your face or nothing. It certainly isn't like that. Why would you say it's like that? Is it because it's exactly that, in fact? It might be because it's exactly that, in fact. Well, Balderdash. I don't really have anything in the way of support for you now. I have an idea for next week. I have an idea for the next time I get road tiles, but, I don't presently have road tiles. So, in the meantime, let's rob Peter to pay Paul, by which I... Wait. I have these 4 blues up here. These 4 blues up here can totally do as good a job as these 5 blues over here, right? So if we just chop and rob all of that, we can have 2 more blue houses here, 2 more blue houses there, all of this road back, and then we just replicate, right? Like we turn this road into that road. Oh, you're a circle? I actually find that you're a circle now. You've got 5 houses. I don't have to care about you. Don't scare me with the thought that I might have had to care about you, you dick. All right. 8 road tiles suddenly becomes 3 road tiles. And now, I still have an idea to make this better. I do think I have a way to make this better. I just need to get through the week, because I absolutely need road tiles to make it happen. So, let's get some road tiles and make it happen. Hopefully, we get some road tiles and make it happen. Okay. Hey, look. Road tiles. All right. So the plan, or rather the situation, is all of these pinks and all of these yellows are spawning in like just the worst way, right? They're right on the road. They're holding up traffic flow. Everything's bad and terrible, basically. What if roundabout? It's my whole pitch. What if roundabout? More specifically, what if we had a northern spur of the roundabout that goes off this way, services everything going on over here? We follow that up with... actually, you know what? I'm going to steal you and toss you into this nonsense as well. So also in this roundabout, we have a western spur. It goes off that way for this pink house and only this pink house. We have an eastern spur for these 3 yellow houses, a southeastern spur for these 3 yellow houses, and a southwestern spur for the blues going off here. Ha ha. Is this absolutely terrible? Is this gonna rat like everything immediately? I don't know, maybe. But, maybe it won't. Maybe this is actually good. Because you see, the idea is we get traffic actually flowing off in this direction and back off in this direction. So cars are, for the most part, faster. They could be faster coming here. They're going to have to slow down in the blue neighborhood because I haven't solved that particular crisis yet. But, one crisis at a time, okay? Speaking of one crisis at a time, so this is green, huh? That's like, well, actually it's not the worst color in the world because we do have all of these greens. All right, you know what, green? I think you might actually be fine. Furthermore, I think I might be able to double down on my stupid roundabout plan. No? Am I not allowed to double down on my stupid roundabout plan? Aw. I liked my stupid roundabout plan. Alright, fine. Here. Have a couple greenhouses spawn on this road. Not the best, nor necessarily the worst thing in the history of the world. Alright, this purple house needs to come up onto this road, get more support going for this circle. This circle's kind of fine. Look at all of this unused house up here. I feel bad about this because, This is representational of the fact that, like, I could be doing so many things so much different and betterly. But, you know, needs must and road tiles exist and all of that. Also, hi. All right. You point south. That's fine. It's probably quite good, actually, that you've spawned here. These two purples being here makes me feel a little bit better about doing this. To get these two purples over to this business, that should actually be okay. Hey, look, more green up here. We've got a green and yellow forest of nonsense up this way. Should I actually be, like, stealing some of these? Hold on. Give me 15 more road tiles, which I might immediately consider using. Friends, do we have to be mad about stuff? I sort of... You know, Sonny, I'm a little bit amazed that I'm still alive, but, you know, give it time. The Hot Pockets will catch up with me eventually. Until then, though, let's look at... I'm looking at this yellow and green, and I'm trying to think of the best way to deploy this, and, oh, friends, okay, all right. Well, I think that may have just solved well, I don't want to say solved. Solved implies goodness. I think that may have just created another situation that requires immediate attention. There we go. All right. Let's peel motorway number 3 off of this double plaza. I think motorway number 3 is no longer needed for this double plaza. Or rather, motorway number 3 has higher purpose to callings than that double plaza. That's a better way of putting it. We're going to create a roundabout that is... Can I just... No, that draws road. Okay. We're going to put a roundabout right here. And we're going to put motorway number 3 right here in the southwestern spur of it. And the northern spur will go up there, and the northeastern spur will go over there. And now these 6 yellow houses will go in here into this roundabout, and they'll either go there or they'll go there. And yes, this roundabout is kind of silly, and if I had traffic lights, it would have been better to traffic light it, but I don't, so it'll be fine. Next, I have 2 bridges, 14 road tiles, and a whole bunch of yellow over here. Let's take these 3 yellow houses and just do that. By just doing that, I get 3 yellow houses coming into here. I think I'm going to reclaim a couple of road tiles just from all of this yellow eventually sorting itself out. Once all of this yellow eventually sorts itself out, my next... Oh, this yellow house just spawned in the worst fucking place imaginable. Okay. Not the actual end of the world. Because we can still... Alright, we can still figure things out. So, motorway number 3 has sorted itself out. This is now a clusterfuck. These 2 might have just killed me, actually. I might be doomed. But in case I'm not doomed... Just in case I'm not doomed, let's take these 4 greenhouses, run them down this way into my newly created northeastern spur of this already fucked up roundabout. And my newly created northeastern spur of this already fucked up roundabout, which, listen, would be the title of the episode if not for the fact that it's 1,000 words long and contains profanity. But those issues aside... my newly created northeastern spur of this already fucked up roundabout is a pretty good title for an episode. Okay. You should point that away. Get more support going for this business, I guess. Speaking of blue businesses, we now have this one with which to contend, which I hate. I don't like. It seems bad. I don't know how to do. But, one problem at a time, I guess. Yeah, everybody go. Everybody just go Let's see if all of this is going to sort itself. Oh, you've immediately rounded, have you? You think that was what was necessary here? That was what the situation called for? It called for an immediate roundification on your part? Really? Are we sure about this? Are we positive? You don't sound positive. You sound rather hesitant about the fact that you've decided to spawn and then immediately go circular. Well, good news, buddy. You are going to live your entire life as a business never knowing the pleasure of passengers. Pleasure of Passengers is a good title for an episode, or a porn that takes place on a train. Anyway, the reason for that is that this yellow business up here in the Northeast has fucking died. Dick. $1,939 commuters. Is top 10% in the world, so we'll take those. It is, so painfully close to Samurai Sam. Drop those slams in the chat if you've got them. Oh, goodness. All right, where's my Wordle box? There is my Wordle box. My Wordle box is horrendously off-center. What happens to you, my Wordle box? There you go, that's better. Hello, my Wordle box. Oh, you are a good old-fashioned thing. It could be thing. It's not, but in the moment it could have. So there's an I. All right, it could be swift. There's nothing saying it's not swift, aside from the fact that with the benefit of additional information, it is in fact not swift. But, oh well. I've been stymied. Could be stymie. It's not stymie. All right. The good news is we know that the T has to be the fourth letter now, because it can't be the first or third, those are filled, and it can't be the second or fifth, those were yellow T's already. So we've got something that goes like that. It can't be Smith. That would be the worst guess imaginable, actually, because we already know that there's no M and no H. It could be Spite. Could absolutely be Spite. Kind of like how I withheld travelers from that blue house. Could have been Spite. It's not, but it could have been. Well, we got only one letter, so we should get there eventually. We just have to look at this keyboard and get confused for a moment. Skite? No. Sate? No. Strite? No. Stite? Sweet. Sweet. Sweet is a word. I almost said sweet, but then I realized that I wasn't calling a pig. So, anyway, the Wordle is sweet. We got it in 5. Good job, Goog. Well done. Let us guess where and when we are in places and times and shit. First thought is I don't know, Sweden? Honestly, my first thought was that this was a hotel, and then I saw the lumbering giants, and I realized, oh, no, wait, these are children, and this is a tiny hotel. Hello, children. Hello, tiny hotel. Wait a moment. Is this tiny hotel made out of Lego? No, it is not. It is just a tiny hotel. Okay. Specifically, it's a tiny De Bijenkorf, which seems nice. Is that Dutch? That might be Dutch. Belgian, something like that. Stupid colored flags in black and white photography. Oh, hi, Switzerland. Oh, no, you've just got plenty of flags on you. Okay, so you have a whole bunch of this one flag, and then various other flags around the perimeter, like French and Belgian and Dutch and Nazi and maybe Japanese. I don't know. They had a flag that looked like that one time. Sunflare Space thinks this is in On Amsterdam, which is very specific, actually. Is there a famous tiny town park in a neighborhood of Amsterdam by the name of Onum? It's probably that. De Bijenkorf is a big department store. Oh, so this isn't even a hotel. This is a fancy European Macy's. Okay. I'm here for fancy European Macy's that are models of 10-story tall buildings. This is apparently Modrodam. Okay. Again, I ask, is there a famous tiny town park in Motorways? World may never know. As far as when this was taken, I don't know. Kids' jackets and outfits and such are making me think 40s, but could be wrong about that. The Dutch generally had better things to do with their time in the 40s, by which I mean they were being invaded or conquered or something by Nazis. But, there was also time for tiny models of Doctuines. The personnel Doctuine. Alright. Yeah, the dress on the olds here is making me think, 40s. Yeah, okay. So we're gonna go to Madridam in the Netherlands, which is up like this-ish way, right? Nope, it's around here somewhere. You're around here somewhere. There you are, the Netherlands. That was the employee roof garden. Hey, you remember a time when department stores would have something called an employee roof garden? Oh, better times. Aside from the whole World War of it all. But, just wait. All right, where's Madridam? Are you in Amsterdam? Are you near Amsterdam? Are you a dot on this map? Are you a famously tiny dot on this map so as to be funny? It's entirely possible. All right. Well, you don't appear to be in North Holland. Drop those Hollands in the chat. I should have made that a thing when we started playing Time Guesser. Like, every time it's in the Netherlands, just drop those Hollands in the chat, and we make Somewhere Space very mad. Because I recall now that there's something about the Netherlands and Holland and how they are but aren't the same thing, but don't remember the finer details. Anyway. Yeah, I can't find this dot, so a little bit east of Amsterdam. Great. Thank you. So this is Amsterdam, and this over here is a little bit east of Amsterdam. We are going to recognize that we are beholden to time and just kind of toss a dot at Amersfoort. We're going to toss a dot in Amersfoort and say that it's 1948, and we're going to move on with our lives. It is, in fact, 1955, and we were, in fact, a little bit west of Amsterdam. So, oh well. Next. Oh, hi there, Goose Step friends. Why are we goose stepping, friends? We don't gotta. We could march in other ways, pals. But, okay. Oh boy. If I was a person who recognized flags, I would probably recognize that pin. Which isn't a flag, but, oh boy. Okay. Well, we think generally South Asian-ish? No, more Middle Eastern than South Asian-ish. Is that Turkey? Is that Iran? It might be Turkey and or Iran. Oh, wait. Hi there. Oh, problem is you have... Okay, so you have a whole bunch of writing, but it's obscured by columns and also not in English. So, yep. We've got this Memlek a couple of times. This tur. Can we pull an entire guess out of the fact that this TUR is right here? Because I kind of want to pull an entire guess out of the fact that this TUR is right here. What do you say? Entrance. Well, gee, thanks. Thank you for telling me where the entrance is. Fancy Turkish tomb? I think we're at some sort of fancy Turkish tomb. It also says Turk slightly below that? Oh, it does say Turk. Yeah, okay. We can pull the rest of our guess out of the fact that there's also a K here. All right. Is there like some big fancy monument in Constantinople signifying the exact place where Europe becomes Asia, sort of? I rather doubt that, but at the same time... Wait, am I zooming in on Constantinople? No, it's over here. Hi there. It's Istanbul, not Constantinople. Goog. There's an entire song about that. Anyway. Yeah, so we're somewhere in Turkey. Probably. Almost assuredly. Problem is, Turkey's big. Also, I recognize that the country has changed the spelling. It's still pronounced Turkey, right? Or is it pronounced something else? I don't know. I'm still not entirely clear as to what happened there. I just personally, as, ignorant white person who doesn't pay attention to shit, woke up one day and realized that the country that once shared a pronunciation and spelling with a bird now doesn't. Which is a real problem for me, because I was planning a trip to Quail. Anyway. Fancy Turkish tomb. Is there a fancy Turkish tomb around here anywhere? I have no idea. Should just toss a pin in Istanbul and be done with it. Instead, I'm going to toss a pin in Kocaeli over here and be done with it. As to the when, that's a good question. Folks over here, how are we looking? Phone-wise? Well, we're looking pretty modern phone-wise. Yeah, you got a big old thing. So in English, it is pronounced Turkey. In Turkish, it would be pronounced Turkish? Turkeyish. One of those. I don't know. 2022. Sure. Hey, 2021. Also, basically a third of a turkey away from where we were in Turkey. But okay. Not the worst guess in the world. Next. Hi there, Big Rock. This is a famous Big Rock. I don't know what Big Rock. Hopefully this sign will tell me what Big Rock. Glacier Point. Hey! Alright, so that's Glacier Point, and you over here attend the University of Puget Sound, so we're probably in or near Seattle, Washington. This feels, interesting. Alright. We've got dude with what appears to be a camera taking a picture of the sign. 4 Mile Trail Amphitheater. The Panorama Trail goes off that away. Cool. Man, pulling a Wen out of this photo is going to be a bitch. This is a neat place, though. That seems real cool. Alright, so let's go, first of all, to somewhere around here. So this is called Glacier Point, and you go to the University of Puget Sound. And that's about all we've got. Because we can't... Well, can we, actually? Hold on. This is just a little bit too small and fuzzy for me to actually non-painfully read. So... But Puget Sound is, around here. So, presumably, Glacier Point is in the area. One would assume. One might be entirely incorrect in that assumption, but, I look at this map and I'm trying to see if this is maybe a thing that would be noticeable here, but the longer we go, the less confident I am. So, Mercer Island? No. At some point we're going to have to toss a dot just in the general Meadowdale area and call it good. Yeah, I don't think we're finding this. I don't know exactly where it is, but thanks to the lady with the sweatshirt, we're gonna at least toss a dot. Let's say maybe a little bit further north, Port Townsend. Now we're getting into Canada. Which, I mean, listen, it's entirely possible that someone who goes to school in Washington State has, at one point in their life, been photographed in Canada. But, fuck it. We are right there, actually, in 2018. We were, in fact, oh dear God! So it turns out that Glacier Point is in California, and just because someone has a sweatshirt saying University of Puget Sound, that does not actually mean that they are within 697 miles of Puget Sound. Okay. Hi there, Canada Dry Ginger Ale. Is this the Canada Dry bottling plant? Are we in Canada? Is it dry? This helpfully and definitely not suspiciously labeled mail van is here to assist. Great. Your front license plate just says things. Doesn't appear to say definitional English things. Oh, I just noticed all of the dudes in head coverings. I'm gonna go ahead and suggest that we're not actually in Canada. Yeah, no. This taking on a distinctly Arabian feel, perhaps in a place ruled by the Kingdom of Saud. Yeah. I think. Oh hi, boats. Interesting. So we may be on a big old gulf, in or near Persia, perhaps even. I see. Okay. So, do we have anything here that would narrow it down more than, well, there's Middle Eastern people and water and a Canada Dry ginger ale sign. Actually, it doesn't even say ginger ale. If Canada Dry ever made any product other than ginger ale, they could be advertising that. And we got bushes and boxels. Boxels? We got bushels and boxes of stuff. Okay. All right. And this appears to be a Ford of some sort. Okay. Great. You are an Austin van. Cool. Great. Happy for you. So. Yep. I don't know, man. Maybe they're building the Suez Canal. It's entirely possible. Well, here's a big old Saud. Let's just pull a guess out of my ass and say that we're way the hell down here near this duty. Yeah, if we do that, then oof. Wait. Could we perhaps be over here? We could entirely be over here. There's very little point in narrowing down an actual proper guess, because, good God. All right, let's say we're in Jeddah. Sure, we're in Jeddah. That's near water. When? Wonderful question. 1957, why do you ask? We were, in fact, in Bahrain, which is only sort of near Saudi Arabia, in 1965. So not exactly good at stuff. Next and last round, passengers are not allowed on the outer deck. I think I might have driven on that bridge. I think this might be Niagara Falls. This might be Niagara Falls. It's entirely possible it's Niagara Falls. We're also just on a boat. So, yeah, there's really nothing hint-wise here unless I'm correct about recognizing that bridge. And listen, if I'm correct about recognizing that bridge, this is Niagara Falls. On the other hand, it's a very old photograph. These don't appear to be the kind of trees that one might find in the general vicinity of northwestern New York State. But It's 7:54 in the goddamn morning. I've taken entirely too long with this time guesser game, and we got nothing else to go on. So we're just going to toss a dart at the vague vicinity of Niagara Falls, Canada, and we're going to assume that we're right. We're just going to assume that we're correct. Here, Niagara Falls in exactly 1962. Actually, dear Lord, I was wrong about something. Possibly as wrong as a guess could have been. Actually, Sydney Harbor Bridge. And also it was the 1970s, so bad job. Not great. Yeah, anytime you get a line that long, you seem to have fucked up. 32,109 sure is a score. That's all I'll say about it. For today's Immaculate Grid, we need Astros and Twins and Atlantans and Brewers and dudes who had very good seasons and dudes what was all-stars. All right. An Atlantan who was an all-star is Thomas Glavine. Tom Glavine was an all-star. Milwaukee Brewer who was an all-star is Ben Sheets. He was quite good until the moment when he stopped being good. Dude who was an all-star and had a 6-win season is Marcus Lynn Betts. Imagine having him on your baseball team and deciding not to. Houston Astro, who had a 6 or more win above replacement season, is Josie Altuve. And a Minnesota Twin, who accomplished a similar feat, is Joe Mauer. He did it between bites of cake. Twin, who also played for the Brewers, is a wonderful question to which we'll return later. Brewer, who played for the Astros, is Don't Ask Me Right Now. And Atlantan, who played for the Astros, is... God damn, these are difficult. An Atlantan who played for the Twins is Josh Donaldson. I remember that. That's a factual statement. Everything else about this, maybe not so much. Twin who played for the Brewers is Paul Molitor. Now we must name some Houston Astros. Houston Astro who played for the Atlantans is John Smoltz. Was he an Astro before? No, he was with the Red Sox, but okay. John Lester never played for the Astros. Lance Berkman was never an Atlantan. Hank Aaron was never an Astro. Roger Clemens, Andy Pettit were never... Moises Alou? Why do I think Moises Alou was an Atlantan? I'm not entirely confident in this guess, but, you know. Hey, I was incorrect. Curse is foiled again. Would have gotten away with it. Weren't for those meddling kids and their Craig Kimbrels? Was Craig Kimbrel an Astro? He absolutely was not. Charlie Morton. Okay. And the center square would have been a chance to hit the once popular and now sort of fallen by the wayside Zach Greinke button. Oh well, we have failed. Folks, that is going to do it for us here today on Good Morning Mini Motorways. I am sorry to say that scheduling being what it is, we shall not return until Thursday morning at 7 o'clock Eastern. However, I will say my Friday job did cancel. So, as of right now, I don't have anything going on Friday. We might be able to do a Gimmim and a Makeup Spider-Man on Friday. Don't hold me to that just yet, but maybe. We'll see. Until then, have a good day, everybody. Bye-bye.